Bit 11 to 10 on, opened at evens. Lady Buttons 11 to 2, Brown Bowler 8 to 1, Easter Express is 9 to 1, and on 10 to 1, Cardona and Sparkford opened at 8, now 10 to 1, 12 to 1 bar these.
So we move on to the men's division of the Christie's TKM Championship, and the first we see is the third favourite. This is Brown Bowler, number 6, and this typifying the different spirit between the point-to-pointing world and the racing proper. We're just going to lose it, but the handler there, the girl leading it up, is also the owner, Gail Harrison, who owns and trains this one, Brown Bowler. But there she is, leading her horse up and doing all the donkey work. Brown Bowler just going out on the course proper, had one run for Gail in a Hunterchase since she purchased this horse from Fulk Warwin, and as you can see, the atmosphere very holiday, relaxed, enjoy yourself, bring the family and have a bit of fun, enjoy the racing as well. It's a marvelous place for a holiday meeting, and as you can see, a lot of people do come.
Cardona and Sparkford are both 11 to 1, 12 to 1 bar 6.
So the favourite, hot favourite, is Sir Bryn, number 1, and you can see he pulls very hard indeed. He's owned by Eric Linnell, a farmer, and Eric has great words to say about the Tarry family who have this one at livery for him, because he bought this fellow, he was a lunatic, and they've settled him down no end. He's a very good racehorse. He's won 5 point-to-points this year, as well as winning and being placed in his only 3 Hunterchases. But he always makes the running, this horse, and as we can see from a race at Newbury that we covered, as they turn into the back straight, he's leading there, and this is the way he loves to bowl along. You can't settle him in behind, but he jumps and he goes particularly well for James Tarry, who's riding him here today and also at Newbury on the film we're watching now. This, as you can see, as they go to the first at Newbury, a lovely big fence, he stands off and jumps that superbly. Well, he's in for a thrill if he gets that sort of ride again today, because this horse really can stretch them, as we saw in the first race. The leaders stretched them and never ever stopped on fast ground. Now just see as they go to the ditch now, ears pricked as he goes into it. He looks fairly settled, but this is the way to ride him. Up front, let him see what he's doing and don't fight him. Coming to the open ditch, and another superb jump there. Well, if you fly airplanes for a thrill, and you certainly get an equal one riding a horse like this. So that is Sir Bryn. He's 11 to 10 on and 7 to 1 by him. James Tarry, who rides this one, gets on so well. They've settled him down by kindness. You can be firm with these horses, but also have to be very kind. Well, I think that he'll make all the running and win again today. There is Cardona in the light vest and blue sleeves, number 3, bandage behind, as you can see. Now, this is the winner of this race in 1979. Now, he's trained by Robin Dunn, way up in Scotland at Heriot, and he's made 360-mile journey. That's each way, 360 miles each way for today's race. And in his hurry to get down here, he blew his horse box up, and that cost him another 120 quid just to get ferried the last few miles. Well, a friend of his from the border country is taking him home. Gus Minto's taking him home, so he'll be all right. Cardona, well, he's had 3 point-to-point wins this season, but he's not quite the force that he was when he won this race in 79, because he had a year off with foot trouble, and although his trainer thinks he's back to his best and certainly proved it with 3 pointing wins, he's not quite sure whether this fast ground with a footy horse will be totally in his favour. But that's Cardona anyway, ridden by Gordon Dunn, one of Robin Dunn's sons. Coming towards us with a white face there in the quartered colours, that's number 10, Morning Heather, one of the 2 mares running in the race, and she is trained by Stuart Torrey for his son Michael, and in fact another Stuart's sons has a runner in this called Buck Royal, who we may see. Morning Heather, ridden by Peter Hobbs, who's riding at Hereford later this afternoon, so he'll be dashing off. And this one, the winner of the 4-mile point-to-point, the Tedworth at Larkhill, only recently, so certainly gets the trip. And it looks as if they're about to come in. The jockeys have got their goggles down. We haven't seen them all, but over to Peter.
And they're away. Brown Bowler, the first to show from Sir Bryn, as they come to the first of the 22 fences. Sir Bryn on the inside of Brown Bowler. Then Morning Heather and Sparkford and Buck Royal on the outside of Lady Buttons and Cardona next, and Easter Express and Harvest Bounty and Red Brother. There's Sir Bryn, the leader, as they come to the first ditch. And all safely over it. Carla Glow, the winner of the Brigadier Gerard Stakes at Sandown. Sabrin jumping the third in the lead here. From Candona for Scotland, who goes second, and then Lady Buttons on the outside of Morning Heather. And then Sparkford. Red Brother is next, and then Buck Royale, Brown Bowler and Easter Express and Harvest Bounty, and all safely over the water. Candona gone up there to join Sabrin, and they're going a real good gallop for 3 miles, 3 furlongs. As they come down to another plain one, number 5. Sabrin jumps it in the lead from Candona. Then Morning Heather and Sparkford on the inside, and Red Brother and Lady Buttons and Buck Royale, and then comes Brown Bowler and Harvest Bounty, and finally Easter Express. Sabrin over the 6th in the lead from Candona. Sparkford. Then Red Brother and Morning Heather and Buck Royale and Lady Buttons and Harvest Bounty, with Brown Bowler on the outside of Harvest Bounty, and finally Easter Express. Sabrin with the advantage over Red Brother and Candona, and then Sparkford and Morning Heather and Buck Royale and Lady Buttons, and behind them Harvest Bounty, making ground now. Harvest Bounty towards the outside, and then Brown Bowler, and finally Easter Express, and racing towards the straight on the first circuit. One more plain one before the first ditch in the straight, and Sabrin in the lead from Candona and Red Brother as they come to number 7. Sabrin and Candona a little between them, then Red Brother and Sparkford just in behind them come Buck Royale over the second ditch. Sabrin from Candona, a faller there. Candona made a very bad mistake and lost his pilot there. Made it almost impossible to retain the partnership. Over the 9th now, Sabrin lands in the lead from Harvest Bounty and Red Brother, and then Sparkford. Then come Buck Royale. Then Morning Heather and Easter Express was improved as they jumped the 10th. Sabrin landed in the lead there from Harvest Bounty and Red Brother. And looking back, I haven't seen the rider of Candona rise yet. Sabrin landed over the 11th in the lead from Red Brother. A peck there by Harvest Bounty, recovered all right. Then Easter Express close on the near side. Behind them Sparkford and Buck Royale. And then Morning Heather and Brown Bowler. And very close Lady Buttons. And Gordon Dunn sitting up all right after that fall on Candona. Hasn't risen to his feet yet, and as they run down, and he's up all right and walking away. It's very firm ground to fall on here this afternoon, and nice to see Gordon on his feet and walking back all right. His partner unscathed, and Sabrin in the lead from Red Brother in second. Easter Express is now third. Sparkford 4 and 5, Harvest Bounty 6 and 7 are Buck Royale and Brown Bowler, and behind them come Morning Heather and then Lady Buttons. Then the riderless Candona. So another complete circuit coming to number 12 of the 22 fences. Sabrin from Easter Express, Harvest Bounty going up on the outside of Red Brother, and very close touch is Brown Bowler, and then Buck Royale and Sparkford, and they're very closely grouped in this men's championship final. Sabrin lands in the lead over that one from Easter Express second, Red Brother third, Buck Royale just in behind them, but it's Brown Bowler who's making good progress on the outside over the ditch there, and there it was Brown Bowler who jumped into second, in fact going right up to challenge Sabrin as they come to another, and there Brown Bowler landed in the lead from Sabrin second, Easter Express third. Red Brother is next, and behind Red Brother is Harvest Bounty coming to the 15th the water. Brown Bowler there from Sabrin, Easter Express. Behind them, Red Brother and Harvest Bounty. 7 left to jump now. Brown Bowler from Sabrin. Brown Bowler lands in the lead from Sabrin, but hit it, Brown Bowler did. Easter Express is third. Red Brother is 4. 5 and 6 are Harvest Bounty. And Lady Buttons, and Lady Buttons hit that one. And so running down now towards the turn out of the backstretch. 5 left to jump. Brown Bowler with the advantage over Sabrin as they come out of that turn. A very narrow advantage on his outside. Sabrin still holding the inner. The rest are a long way back now with 5 fences left to jump in this Christie's TK Gentlemen's Championship. Sabrin on the inside of Brown Bowler. Sabrin once again with the marginal advantage here. Easter Express is a long way back in third, and then comes Lady Buttons. Coming down now to the fifth from home. Sabrin and Brown Bowler. Sabrin on the far side. Lands just in the lead from Brown Bowler. They're coming down to the final ditch now. Lady Buttons improving a bit from the rear. Easter Express is next, then Harvest Bounty. This is the final ditch. Sabrin from Brown Bowler, 4 from home. Sabrin and Brown Bowler, a little between them there. Brown Bowler on the near side, Sabrin over on the far side as they come down to the third last. Brown Bowler and Sabrin. Lady Buttons is still improving just in behind them. Over the third last, Sabrin from Brown Bowler there. Lady Buttons still improving. Coming down now to the second last, and Lady Buttons now coming to take it up at the second last. Lady Buttons from Sabrin. Lady Buttons down in the lead. Sabrin is second. Brown Bowler is third. And Lady Buttons really sprinting now. Harvest Bounty was a fall of a deadman and coming to the last. And Lady Buttons has only got to jump it, but being hampered by the loose horse at the last. Jumps it well, gets away from it. Sabrin jumps it second. Then comes Brown Bowler, and then Buck Royale finishing well, but racing up towards the line. It's Lady Buttons well clear. Lady Buttons and Nigel Tutty stride away to win the men's championship final. Buck Royale is going to be second as they come to the line. Lady Buttons wins it. Buck Royale is second. Third is Brown Bowler. 4 Easter Express, and then Sabrin, and then Sparkford and Morning Heather. And so the result of the Christie's TKM Gentlemen's Championship Hunterchase final. First, number 9, Lady Buttons, owned by Mr. Albert Sanderson, trained by Miss Jane Sanderson and ridden by Mr. Nigel Tutty. Second was number 2, Buck Royale, owned by Mr. Percy Torrey, trained by Mr. Percy Torrey and ridden by Mr. Michael Felton. And third was number 6, Brown Bowler, owned by Miss Gail Harrison, trained by her and ridden by Mr. Jimmy Frost. Fourth was number 7, Easter Express. Here's how they raced into the closing stages, which we review with Richard Pittman.
And in this division, they certainly did cut each other's throats. Brown Bowler and Sabrin around the last bend went almost at flat pace, and they're paying the price because they're stopping now as they go to the second last. And in third place, the eventual winner coming with a nicely timed run, really full of running now. You can see the first 2 have given all, and they're now galloping up and down in the same spot. Well, this is a good win. Albert Sanderson, who owns this mare, she's one of 2 mares in the race, is confined to a wheelchair, and he's won this race before with Wiggy Geo. There you can see a superb jump just clipping through the top of it. And Nigel Tutty also previous winner of this race when riding Wiggy Geo, who is now racing under rules proper. They must be particularly pleased because they've come down here twice and they've taken the Southern Cash back up north with them. That's very, very pleasing, and it makes the long journey a lot shorter. You can